Good morning, crafty friends. Good morning. Welcome to my craft room. My name is Daryl Walter of Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe at pickledpepperscreative.com. Today is Sunday, September 28th, 2025. You are here with me in my craft room. Welcome. Come on in. Come on in. I am super happy that you're able to be here with me today. Now, Saturdays are the days that I normally come to you to make something cute, and occasionally when Saturday doesn't work out, I am here on Sunday. So here we are in my craft room. Come on in. Super excited to have you. Let's see, I'm going to fidget with my camera just a little bit. I want to make sure that you're able to see me as best as I am able to present myself. So welcome. How are you? How are you? How are things? Are you having a fantastic weekend and a wonderful Sunday morning? Hopefully all of those things are true for you. I am having a good morning. I feel nice and rested, and let's see, a little bit down there. There. Okay, so don't forget when you come in to say hi. Let me know that you're here. Let me know if you're watching live on Facebook or if you're watching the replay either on Facebook or YouTube. Let me know in the comments below. Chat with me. I'd love to chat with you while we're creating. And if I miss your comment, rest assured I will be certain to go back after the live portion and answer any questions, or I'll just say hi to you. Hello. So welcome. All right. Let's see, housekeeping. We don't have anything. So why don't we go ahead and jump right into today's project. We have something new. I'm excited to show you. We have something new. Good morning, Marie. How are you? Welcome to my craft room. Good morning, Beth. How are you? I hope you guys are having a good morning. Thank you so much for hanging out in my craft room with me today. Super, super excited to have you. So yeah, come on in. I was going to see if there were any housekeeping things to say, but there are none other than just to come in and have fun and chat with me. So I'm super excited to have you here. Let's talk about what we're going to be using today. I have something new to me. And so let's talk about it. I actually think I opened those to look at them. Did I? So let's talk about what we're going to be using today. We are using a stamp bundle. Oh, I have to remind you guys that I haven't resolved the flipped camera. Facebook did away with the function camera that you're able to flip it. So we're still backwards. But we're using the Sunshine Vibes. You'll still see everything. You'll still see everything the way it is. Your words will be backwards for you, at least for now. Sunshine Vibes. So it is a stamp and die bundle. And let's see, the stamps are photopolymer. By the way, I'm not sure if I told you guys that Stampin Up is going to be doing away with the red cling stamps. I might have told you that, but they're going to be doing away with the red cling stamps. All of our stamps will be the see-through photopolymer, like that. Can you see? And hey, look at that. It's backwards, so you can see it in the correct orientation. So sending good vibes. Thanks. I love thanks. Darling and hello. Hello, darling. So we have the photopolymer, that's what that's called. And then there are coordinating dies, the wrong dies, but we're going to be using these too. These are the everyday arches, and I've nabbed one from that set. But the dies that go along with the stamp set, I'll show them to you here. So they are also Sunshine Vibe. And look at this. there's rainbows. So we're gonna make a rainbow today. Isn't this the cutest? So there are all different sizes and shapes that you can make rainbows with. And then there are some little stars and little hearts. I think we're gonna use those little hearts. And then you have the same shapes other than the heart on your die set, and I'm sorry, excuse me, your stamp set. And there's a sunshine. Do you see the sunshine there? So there's sun rays, and then we have some extra little shapes here that you can use as well. So that's what we're going to be using today. And also the Everyday Arches die. I have grabbed, if you have these, let me show you which one we're using. Kind of threw them back in here, but all right, let's kind of get them in a little bit of order, and I'll tell you which one I used. They're not sticking so much to the cardboard anymore. And it looks like it's going to be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the fourth from the largest. See that? So we're going to use the fourth from the largest. Let's put these away and get them out of the way for now. And then in terms of cardstock, we have a whole sheet of basic white. This is going to be for our card base. I have Daffodil Delight, Petal Pink, Daffodil Delight, Mossy Meadow, and Cajun Craze. So this is how we're going to build our rainbow. So we do have a little bit of die cutting to do. And then, oh, my fan is blowing. And then we're also going to use the coordinating designer series paper. So it's called Boho Vibes. And the reason it is because everything that you see here is a part of a larger suite. So you could get the bundle or you could get the suite. And I'm going to show you that in the catalog. It's in the annual catalog. But let's take a quick peek at our designer series paper. I'm just going to kind of flip through here. Let's see. Can you see that well? There we go. So we'll do kind of a flip through. I'll turn it a little bit. Oh, that one's cute. And I actually haven't decided which one we're going to use. Ooh, look at that. That is bright. So we have just some fun patterns and shapes, and that's kind of cute too. I think we'll use one of the more muted. I like this one. We'll need that for our background. And there's a rainbow, kind of like the one that we're making, a partial rainbow. This is cute too. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. I kind of like that. Yeah, let's use that one. So again, Boho Vibes. It's 6x6 designer series paper, so we're using that. And then the ink that we're using is an in color. We're using the Secret Sea. Let me put it. Can you see what that looks like? It is, gosh, I don't even know how to describe it if you don't have it. It is a deep kind of greenish gray, maybe. We're going to use that for our sentiment. And then you can find everything for the Sunshine Vibes or the Boho Vibes suite on page 62. Just make sure that I'm telling you the truth. How are you guys today? Are you guys doing good? Does it feel strange to be here on Sunday? All right, so on page 62, and actually pages 62 and 63, I'll hold it down here a little more so you can see what is all there. But it shows you everything that's in the suite, and there's pricing for the suite or for just the bundle or the individual components. Look at that card right there. Isn't that cute? You see how they use the rainbow dies and the designer series paper is behind it? That's cute. And the little sunshine. So anyway, if you want to take a closer look, there will be a link to the online store in the description above. So if you don't have a physical catalog, You'll have that you can pop over to look at everything. And if you need a catalog, let me know in the comments below. I'll make sure that you get one. All right, so let's go ahead and get started cutting. We have, again, our basic white, 8.5 by 11. It's the thick basic white, so it comes in 2 thicknesses. Oh, Beth, you've been traveling. Nice. I love travel. I haven't been able to do much of it in a while, but yes, exciting. We're gonna cut this. Let's go ahead and cut it. Let's cut it the long way. I think Marie gave us a name for this. Marie, what name did you give us? Was this rooftop cut? So we're gonna score here at 5.5, and then we're gonna make our card flip up. I normally do a book fold. I'm stuck on book fold, you guys. I'm sorry. So today we're gonna make it a flip up. And maybe it was a rooftop. All right, so we have 2 cards here. We'll make one. We'll put one aside for later. And then let's go ahead and cut our designer series paper down. So we're just gonna cut a regular size mat. A full size mat is what I call it. It's 5.25 by 4. I want the width to kind of go along with the flow. So this looks to me like a water flow. So I want the width to go along with that, so the tall part is up and down. And so I'm gonna cut this at 4, and then 5.25 the other way. And I don't think it matters where I cut. We are going to cut this down to 5.25, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and conserve as much of the Cajun Craze and the Daffodil Delight as I can. So the end goal is 5.25 of an inch. I'm going to take it, let's see, I'm going to take it down. This is 6 inches. So I'll take it down to 5 and, gosh, I want that Daffodil Delight on there. 5.25, I'm sorry, 5.5. So just 1/4 of an inch down. And then we'll take it down to 5.25 on the opposite side. So hopefully we'll get to keep some of both of those colors. Perfect. See that? Just a little bit, but. Oh, A-frame. That's right. Thank you, Marie. I knew it was something, and I ask you every time, don't I? I have to remember that. A-frame. So that's what we have. And I'll show you why Marie said A-frame. So we're going to go ahead and fold this and give it a nice burnish with our bone folder. And there it is. A-frame. I like that A-frame. I have to remember it. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some Seal Plus. Seal Plus is my favorite adhesive. It's my adhesive of choice. I am still working. These are close to being done, but I want to use everything inside of it before I throw it away. So I have one on reserve here. So if we run out, no worries. I have backup. This is kind of nice too. This is that Secret Sea. This is what Secret Sea looks like in designer series paper. I don't know if it shows up for you, if you can see that. It's kind of, I don't know, blue gray, green gray maybe. I'll flip this over. And we're just gonna put this right on the card front. Now you could cut this to 5 by 4 3/4 and add another mat between your card base and the designer series paper. It's something that I like to do when I'm card making, but I'm not going to do it today because we have die cutting to do. All right, so let's go ahead and set this aside. I like that paper. That's pretty wild, isn't it? And I think our embellishments are going to match it fine. So now we have to bring in our dies because we are going to, we need to cut this in white too, but we're going to cut the pieces, all of the components for our rainbow, and they need to fit inside of this arch. And so I think we're going to use 3 pieces of it. So can you see what we're building here? And we're going to use the squiggly one. I'll put that down next. Just kind of show you guys what we're doing. So this horseshoe. We'll do that horseshoe. Yes, I like it. And we'll put a little heart in the center too. So we'll grab that biggest heart probably. Okay. Let's bring in the mini cut and emboss. I'm going to slide these right to the side. We have our designer series paper here. Let's do a little cutting. Then we do need to grab a bit of white because we're going to cut the mat from our arches. So let's start with, I don't have, we're going to make the heart with the Petal Pink, I think. Do we want to do that? Well, let's make the heart with the Cajun Craze. Do you want to do that? We'll use these 3 for the rainbow. All right, so let's go ahead and, oh, we need the plates here. Layer up and do a little die cutting. So we need our frying pan, which is plate number 1. And then we need a slice of bread. We're gonna grab the Daffodil Delight, which is our cheese. And then that largest, so we're gonna use that largest rainbow. And that's our cheese, or our ham, there we go. And then let's run this right through the die cutter. Oh, that's kind of tight. You guys, I've been giving my little die cutter quite the workout. It's the perfect size. I think that we have a few bigger dies, but most often with my die cutting, I am using the mini cut and emboss, and it is pretty convenient. I do like it. It sits right on my desktop. It doesn't take up much room because, as you can see, the platform folds. It folds away, so it's pretty compact, and I like it, especially when I'm card making. So if I have larger projects where I'm doing a lot of a lot of die cutting, then I use my larger die cutting machine. I have several. I mostly use the Big Shot, but there's a larger version of the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Also, if you're in the market for a die cutter. All right. Here's 3. So this is pretty, I think this is pretty benign. It's going pretty quickly, right? Oh, making you hungry, Marie. Actually, it is breakfast time. I'm still working on my coffee, by the way. Did you guys bring coffee or your morning beverage? Marie, I know that you are a Diet Coke gal, just like my family. And I used to be. I don't drink pop anymore, but Diet Coke was my favorite drink. And I tell you, you never seen me without one. Now coffee is it for me. That's what you see me with a lot. And water, which is good, I suppose. But anyways, yeah, there is a larger cut and emboss machine. And like I said, I use the larger die cutter when I have huge projects or a lot of die cutting to do. All right, so here are, look at these little bitty hearts. I like these hearts. They are that funky shape. Can you see that? Aren't they cute? I like when you have irregular. Do we want to call it irregular? I don't know. Cutesy. We'll call it cutesy. Oh, let's not take this away. gonna slide these dies away because I'm afraid that I'll knock them off. And then we need a piece of basic white. Let me grab one. And here, I'll just cut a piece off really quickly. We need to have it fit through the mini cut and emboss die cutting machine. So make sure it's small enough. And hopefully it's big enough for, there we go. So let's get our plates back on. Glad I didn't put that all the way away. We need something to build our rainbow on. All right, so let's shove this through, and then we're through with the die cutting. So that went pretty quickly and painlessly, I think. All right, did you notice that that creaked a little bit when I cut that last arch? Sometimes your die cutter will do that. And it's the plates. They'll creak a little bit, so it sounds like it's crunching, but it's not. It's not. All right, so let's make sure we have our A-frame in the right orientation. Okay, so we are going to build our rainbow right on this arch. This is a pretty simple, straightforward card, you guys. I don't know, I wonder if we could have gotten even another piece of this rainbow. And actually, how are we gonna glue this down? You guys know I love, if you have crafted with me, you know I love the green liquid glue, but it is a messy, it's a messy situation. And we'll put our little heart there, and then we have a couple of tiny little hearts we can save for later. And then we need some sentiments. And I think, so this is new. You guys see this? This is new for me. This is the first time I've used it, so we are using it together. And oh, it would be nice if we could. I wonder if we can put, let's do a dry run. So there is, let me show you. See that little leaf sprig? Oh, that little leaf sprig would be cute, but I think we need to put words there. Let's focus on the words. Let's do that. I like when we're crafting together. Hey, let's just do the sending good vibes. Some of what I'm making, I like to have a rough idea, so I'll go scouting ideas and then I kind of do my own thing. But I like some of our crafting together to be organic, so you're experiencing with me at the time we're creating. Even though I know sometimes if it's complicated, you know, I have to do a rough draft, if you will. All right, so I think I'm gonna bring in my take your pick tool. These are really small. And then I'm gonna grab a silicone mat because I think that glue is gonna make a little bit of a mess. I'm gonna try not to, but I'm gonna show you something I do. All right, so let's grab a block. We'll put our stamp on it. We'll set this aside for a moment, and then let's go ahead and glue our pieces into place first. And I'm going to use the multi-purpose liquid glue, and we're going to start by, I should have tweezers, and I never know where they are. I never put them back in their rightful place. It's horrible, but transparency there for you. I never put them away, and so when I'm not looking for them, they crop up, and when I'm looking for them, of course, they're elusive. But let's go ahead and then just, I'm gonna be a little bit conservative because this glue, you know, it will kind of smush out of the sides when you adhere it. And I was gonna use my take your pick tool to pick up the die cut, but I'm gonna just go ahead and use my fingers and then grab a diaper wipe because I feel more confident in the placement. All right, so wipe down, and we're gonna get them messy again. This is the part where tweezers would be nice, because can you see how, oh, good morning, Kathy. Good morning, welcome to my craft room. Super excited you could come and hang out today. All right, so can you see how thin that die cut is? I'm gonna put just a little dollop of glue right on my silicone mat, and I'm gonna take the end of my take your pick tool, that the pokey, and I'm just gonna pick up the glue with it because and then dot it around. We could do that with the nozzle of the bottle of glue, but I feel like that nozzle is a little thicker than the point of the take your pick tool, and I'm not able to control how much of the glue comes out if I'm squeezing it from the bottle. So this is kind of an unorthodox it's an unorthodox manner, if you will, of gluing, but it works good for me. And you know what else you can do? If you have a sponge that you use for your crafting, you can actually add the glue here, dab it in your sponge, and then dab it on the back of your die cut. But this is one of the things that I like to do. And then I'll just wipe it away. And everything wipes pretty good from your silicone mat, so that keeps your work surface clean. So if you don't have a silicone mat, so I'm a little more confident dabbing from the bottle on this piece because it's a bit thicker. I like this rainbow, you guys. It's really quick, or it's really cute. There we go. My fingers are a little messy, but yeah, the cleanup is pretty good from the silicone mat. All right, that's my unorthodox, oh, we need to put our heart down. Unorthodox way of gluing. Do you guys go straight from the bottle? That's the best way. I'm glad it has that little nozzle there. But I am notorious for making a big mess with it, so. There we go. I'll just use my cap here to move that into place and press it down. And then we can set this aside and clean it later. Keeps us nice and clean. I'll put it there. Wipe my fingers again. All right, so we're going to use, again, we're using Secret Sea. It's one of the newest in color inks. And the sentiment I've decided to use is sending good vibes. This is all one stamp, so that's kind of cool. And it will take up a lot of space here, so I decided to use that. But we also have thanks, hello, and darling. I like hello, darling. I thought about that. Hello, darling. And we'll just pick up some ink here. And we're going to center it below our rainbow, which our rainbow is kind of wonky. And I have to admit that I like it. I like the wonky way the rainbow looks. I do. All right. And we'll take a look at what we have here, and then we'll decide how to embellish it. Is this cute or no? I like it. And I'm thinking that maybe we need a mat or something to break up the background. I hadn't thought of that initially, but I think we'll do it now. So we're going to take the rest of our Cajun Craze, and let's see how wide. 1 1/4. let's give a 1 1/4 inch mat, and hopefully that doesn't cover too much of that flowy pattern in the background. If so, we can cut it down a little bit, but let's take a look and see what it might look like. Do we get to see them? Okay, that works. We're going to cut this down to 4 inches. So this is impromptu, you guys. If I had been thinking ahead of time, I would have cut the designer series paper mat that we had and used half from one side and half from the other. That's one of my go-to card making designs as well. Oh, aren't they nice, Marie? Thank you. And let's see, do we want this down a little bit? Or do we want it right in the middle? Let's take it right in the middle. All right, we'll give a little bit of Seal Plus. And then I think we're gonna pop up our sentiment. I'm gonna try to keep a little bit of our blues there in the center. We'll pop this right down. And then let's find some Stampin Dimensionals. Let's see, I have 1,000,001 here. Those are many. We don't want those. We need large size. There we go. There's a full sheet. And before we pop this down, let's add our embellishment. So the embellishment, again, that I'm using today, it's called Muted Palette Dots. And let's peel them right out and I'll show you what they look like. Let's not have that blow away. There we go. Can you see those? And so they match very good. There's no Cajun Craze there, but they match pretty good. We probably can see them better on this side. And I'm gonna pop this down, wondering if, so let's go ahead and pop this down. And I was going to maybe add an embellishment to our matte and stamped layer that we're popping up here, but I think we'll go around. It. So we'll put this in place. This card you can probably make in 10 minutes. Okay, maybe 15 because there's some die cutting to do. 3, 4. Okay, we got all of these. We're gonna pop this right down in the center. And this is an easy peasy card, don't you think? Maybe we'll put that sunshine on the inside. I want to see what that sunshine looks like. And then I think we'll use, I feel like the Mossy Meadow, or actually since we covered up some of the blue, let's go ahead and grab that. I'm gonna use odd numbers. 1, 2, 3, or do we want 2 and 2? Oh, we'll do 2 and 2. So either 3 or 5, my normal go-to. So here is the front of our card, easy peasy and simple. And to finish it off, I think that we're gonna try and stamp that sunshine, because I want to know what that sunshine looks like when it's stamped. So let's put the sentiment back, and we're going to put this on the inside. And I'm going to start with the sun. So we need to know where the sun and where the rays are going to be. And I feel like the upper corner should be where they go. I'm doing a little bit of a dry run again. It's one of my cheats. Oh, that looks pretty good. I wonder if we should use a darker color sunshine. We'll stick with Daffodil Delight because that's what's gonna match the front of our card. So let's grab that. Some Daffodil Delight ink. And I'm going to turn this towards me so I make sure that we get the sun in the right orientation. I'm just going to use the stamp case to keep my card from flopping around. Let's put my adhesive on the other side. It's top heavy. We've already added the paper, so this side is heavier and it wants to flop down, and I don't want it to flop down. All right, so we're just gonna stamp our sunshine right in the top corner. I'm not gonna put a sentiment in the card. I don't usually, because it gives me a little more flexibility in terms of what I want to say on the inside of the card, depending on how I want to use it. And that Daffodil Delight, that was a good choice because that's a pretty bright yellow. It looks brighter than what the Designer Series paper looks even. And I'm just gonna put the rays right down. I think the sun is gonna make me happy. That's cute. There's our sun. Isn't that sun cute? Ta-da. Okay. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Isn't it cute? That rainbow is really cute. I love the rainbow. All right, so let's do a recap of what we used today. I thought we were just going to use the Secret C, but we decided to put that sunshine in the middle, which makes me happy, on the inside of the card. And then there's plenty of room left for your sentiment, either a handwritten sentiment or a stamped sentiment. I like to leave mine blank, as I said. And if I do put a sentiment on the inside, a lot of times I try to make it generic, and then whatever I want to say, I write on a piece of paper so that the recipient can use the card to send to someone else that they're thinking about also. So Daffodil Delight, we use Secret C. The stamp bundle that we used the Sunshine Vibes. Let's grab the dies. They're not all here, but because they're on the desk, but the Sunshine Vibes, so it's a photopolymer Stampin' die set. Additionally, for that arch that we cut, we use the Everyday Arches. And you get all of these arch shapes, which I love. I love these dies. So we use those. Let's stick that here. And then the Designer Series paper we used is 6x6, the Boho Vibes. So that's where that background, and there's some really cool patterns. In fact, if you look at this one, can you see our rainbow? It's there, it's there. I love it. So very fun colors, a lot of the in colors. Here, Secret C. Oh, well, it's a mixture because we have Cajun Craze and the Petal Pink and the Mossy Meadow. And then for our embellishment, we used the Muted palette. So that looks like our rainbow also. Looks like our card. Very lovely. And we ended up with this. Fun, fun card. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for playing along with me. Thank you for showing up on Sunday. I had a really mixed up day anyway, so I ended up having to come here on Sunday, but I'm glad that you guys show up for me. Thank you. I never take you for granted. I appreciate that you want to spend your time with me. It's our most precious asset, and you're spending yours with me, and so thank you so much. I will be back here with you next week. I'm planning on Saturday, so I will see you next week on Saturday, same place, same time. We have more new to me stamps to share. And then also, if you love this, there will be a link in the description above so you can pop over to the online store to see it. If you have a catalog, it's on page 62 of the annual catalog, pages 62 and 63. Let me not misspeak. Thank you so much, Marie. You have a good day as well. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Pages 62 and 63 if you have that. If you need one, let me know in the comments. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, you guys. I will see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.